Today we're going to look at the chart for Omarosa Newman, um, born February 5th, 1974 at 22 um, hours and 54 minutes in Youngstown, Ohio, USA. If you were to look to the eastern horizon when she was born, you would see that the constellation associated with Virgo was rising at 13 degrees. 23 minutes. This becomes the most effective point for every house. Any planet that's within 5 degrees has some impact of that 13 minutes, 13 degrees. So first we're going to look at how the planets are operating in her chart and when they're operating. And then we'll look at remedies that would be beneficial for this chart. So, so Virgo um, is a dual Earth sign, very critical, analytical, perceptive, emotionally sensitive. Um, Sun is Sun is at 23 degrees. It's ruling the house of um, losses, expenses, separation, uh, imprisonment, depression, addiction. And it is placed in the house of education, investments, children. And so, Sun for her gives. This also is foreign lands, so gives her education in foreign lands. Um, it's a very spiritual planet, so she became a minister. She was interested in theology, and but it also can bring losses and depression. Moon is at 10 degrees, and it is opposite the sun. So she was born during a full moon eve, and it's in the house of income, ruling the house of income in its own sign, and gives income through public entertainment. She was a reality TV show star, several reality TV shows, and also she worked in the White House. And so she was born during a full moon that gives public recognition. Mars is at 25 degrees. It's in its own sign as well. Now, one thing I didn't talk about is we want to see the functional nature of each of the planets. So, any multiconal sign, 1, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 11, that is found in the 6th, the 8th, or the ninth house, the Dustan houses, becomes functional malefic. So for example, Sun in the 12th house becomes functional malefic. Mars in the 8th house, ruling the 8th house, becomes functional malefic. And then Saturn, ruling the 6th house, becomes functional malefic. So these planets can cause harm or can be challenging. So let's put it that way. So all planets are there to bring you closer to God, to help you evolve and grow and have more compassion and open your heart and be of service to others. So we don't see any planets as negative. Um, so Mars is in this house of research. She research into religion. It also brings easy money. She got a very high salary and gives her lots of courage. Mercury is at 11 degrees. It's placed in the 6th house of health issues, debts, disputes, um, fire, accidents, cheating. So Mercury is ruling the first house. So it gives life purpose through unconventional means. It it it's it's weak and it brings disputes, conflicts, divorce, health issues, and worry as well. Mental tension, um, and makes her very, very critical in a good way. Jupiter is very weak. Any planet that's more than 25 degrees or less than 5 degrees is in adolescence or old age. And older people and younger people cannot protect or promote their own significations. So Jupiter is ruling this house of home life, happiness through home life, and um, it is in this house of education. So it limits, Jupiter also represents husband and children. So it limits children. I don't think she has any children, and she has had one divorce. And later in life, it could bring liver, gallbladder, um, hip issues. And it also, when it's very weak like that, it can have you operate outside the norm of normal laws and regulations. So she didn't think anything of recording people in the White House, and so it gives her courage to do things in outside the norm. So Venus is at 3 degrees. So it's weak, less than 5 degrees. And it is ruling this house of wealth and recognition. So it brings wealth and recognition. Venus is the performing arts, the healing arts, the fine arts. So it brings wealth and recognition through entertainment. But it also, because it's weak, brings some poor reputation. She has a reputation of not getting along with people and getting, yeah, in people's way. Saturn is just slightly weak and it's at 4 degrees. It is conjunct K2 in the house of career. And Saturn rules the house of enemies, conflicts, litigation. So it brings worry, impatience, distrust of others, mental tension, and anything to do with the body teeth, neck, back, spine, arthritis, and also gives her some ability to do service in her life. Um, and bring some spirituality as well. Kate into her career. She is a minister. So Rahu and Ketu. Rahu brings desire for um, home, find some wealth, some property, and K2 brings some that spirituality for career. Um, they afflict the fourth and the 10th house, and they bring because let's see now. Wait a second. They don't afflict. Let's see. They now, if you look at the death, her brother was murdered, and in 2011, and that was during I think a Rahu period or Ketu period. It can bring unexpected events, and I think um, her her mate died in 9/3/12. So again, during those certain periods, um, you can see that during these are the dasha periods, Mahadasha, and Shatari dasha periods. That this long period of time that she had this relationship with Trump during K2 Jupiter, K2 Saturn, K2 Mercury. Venus was when she really began to do well. Um, Now she's in just came into Venus Saturn. Saturn can bring some definite litigation issues. Um, In fact, she was fired during Venus Jupiter, I think in December, from the White House. But it's going to bring a lot of conflict in her life. So, what can she do? She can transform Saturn by helping other people, helping men that are like brothers, helping elderly people who cannot help themselves. Um, she can strengthen all her benefic planets with a kavash containing the yantras for each of the other planets: Venus, Sun, Venus, Jupiter, Moon. And so those are the main things that she could do. And as well as Rahu and Ketu, feeding the birds and helping spiritual organizations. So these are some of the main points of Omarosa Newman. If you like a personal Vedic astrology, a transformational Vedic astrology reading, you can go to my website, um, vastucreations.com, under services. If you would like to learn Vedic astrology, you could go to American Institute of Vastu.com.